What's up? My name is Mike Gallagher. Today we are going to draft on the double dribble for the 50K first place prize on Best Ball and Underdog. We are running it back like Wednesday with Chris Laffigas. How's it going, man?
Yo, dude, it's great. Just looking at the pick order, our draft filled, and we got the number two again.
Number two
So
again, just like we did in the first week. We're chilling, baby.
get him to the
I've been
Greek.
waiting in this lobby all day, dude. Took a while to fill, so it worked out perfect timing. But yeah, we're fired up here to pick two again. Draft's about to start, and we're gonna probably be going Giannis again, unless we get gifted.
We got
You said,
oh my God, a gift would be amazing.
yeah, you said you got Jokic 3 earlier today
On DraftKings. I mean,
on DraftKings. Okay,
like 1 out of 10 times, Jokic will fall to the second spot. I don't know if I've ever seen him fall to the third spot
yeah.
prior to today.
No gift.
Gift. All right.
Giannis
Get him
time.
to the Greek, baby. Get him to the
Yeah,
Greek.
get him to the creek. All right. Anything, would you, so if you had like all Giannis, if you had like no Luca, would you diversify, or you're not even thinking about it? You just take Giannis and move on?
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a situation where like it's like a freak mathematical cataclysm, and by some like virtue, like I don't know what would have to happen, like for you to get the number two overall pick so many more times than the number three overall pick. I mean, like if it happened like that, because I'm taking Giannis at 2 and I'm taking Luca at 3. If I did, for example, like 100 drafts and I had like 12% Giannis and like 1% Luca, then at that point I would consider taking Luca number 2.
Yeah.
But like, what are the odds that that's going to happen? Like the probability, we need Leone to run the math on that.
Yeah.
That's like, what is that? Like 1 in 10,000?
Yeah, got it. So we've got Jack is in the 101. So we are going to be sniping the hell out of each other here. So at least we got different positions on the end. But yeah, we know who Jack's going to pick. So at least we get kind of first dibs when it comes back to us. But shout out to Jack. He's going to be doing some cool stuff with us.
Shout out Jack, who he won a Jokic lottery. Shout out Jack. It's really, I think, an advantage to have one of these top 5 picks, because I think there's a clear first tier, and the clear tier is Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, Embiid, and Luka. Not necessarily in that order. I would probably have like Luka 3, Embiid 4, Tatum 5. I think that's how ADP is, and I'm kind of just, that's the order I'm taking them in, because I don't want to I know we have Tatum projected higher. We have Tatum 4 and like Embiid 5, but I don't want to end up in a situation where I'm taking all of my number 4 picks and I'm funneling them to Tatum, and I'm not taking any Embiid, because you might need that Embiid. And like, that's kind of like what I did last year on UD with taking those 1 picks, like half of them, and funneling them to Giannis away from Jokic. And then lo and behold, the finals is 75% Jokic. It was a train wreck.
Yeah, that's crazy. So anything we got pretty, I imagine, actually this may not be the chalkiest ETR, because I've been in this thing all day, so we probably only got like maybe 4 or 5 people that are maybe watching this. We know that our number 1 is, but yeah, nothing really jumping out here.
Let's
pretty
see.
Standard draft.
I might know Chris out of the number 10 spot.
Nice.
I don't know his DK name, but
Sweet
his
handle.
Underdog. Oh yeah.
You got the ultimate short handle. You guys, Jack with the 4-letter. I got just the last name banger.
The 3-letter fragment of my last name.
So good.
It's just like, and my college buddies just came up with that. Like, it was like on a night where like I double fire drilled. It was just outrageous. Wow. By the way, like that advice that Levitan was trying to give on whatever one of those pods were, where he says, don't drink, don't, we're here to win, we're spreadsheet virgins during the draft. That's got to be like the worst advice I've ever
heard. Man. Yeah. I mean, if you've just got good rankings, if you've got good rankings, you're good. You could, I've had many a high stakes drafts where I was not in my best mental state, and still I still win leagues.
Yeah.
Ain't no thing. Yeah. Look at all those guards coming off. Is that pretty standard to see that guard run right there?
Yeah, right at the end of 1 and the beginning of 2, that's like, I think Dink called it like a wing dead zone last time we
Yep. Yeah.
drafted,
Yeah.
but those guys go there all the time. And so, one thing you want to think about, like, okay, well, what should I do if I get the 11 or 12 pick? You
Hmm.
could take a guard and then take another guard into something like LaMelo Trey or like
Hmm.
Harden Lillard or something like that. Um, you could do that.
Ooh, there goes
And
Zion.
all right, it's
We're
all right.
up.
We're on the clock. All
Yeah.
right, all
We
right.
got Demar
So
up top, and then we can go guard if we want. Get our man Dejounte, or I'm good with either one.
I'm good with Demar or Dejounte as well. I think just like the ADP value on Demar, I would probably lean DeRozan.
Okay, I'm good with that. And then we'll take what a guard left over from Jack. I assume Jack's gonna get at least one guard here, probably
He'll get at
two. We
least
may have to
one.
go with Bradley Beal again, or we could even
Oh,
go Boner. It could be Boner
oh
time.
man, it could be boner time. He probably wanted DeRozan.
Yeah, DeMoza would have been nice.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Jack.
I would imagine Jack doesn't go double big, so we could go. I mean, going Boner time here would be pretty nice.
All right, so Sabonis and Beal. I would like to go Sabonis if that's cool
I'm
with you.
with you. I'd like to get that nice center, and that way we could kind of just hammer the other positions now.
Okay.
I'm with
Um,
you. I think that's a really
yeah,
nice start for us.
I think it is. And like, here's the thing, that I didn't actually get to say it last time, but I'll say it this time. Like, like there's a like a positional abundance at the big position on
Hmm.
Underdog, and so we dock bigs in our rankings because they're bigs. So we do the same thing where we project the number of games, we project the efficiency, we project the minutes, and then we have a per game number that we multiply by their efficiency, and we get the number of points for the entire year. So that we're projecting, using FanDuel scoring, we project all the guys out for the whole year, and then we regress that to the mean to take care of like games played and stuff like that, and then we adjust for positional scarcity or positional abundance. And like the
Hmm.
bigs actually, because they're so abundant, get a downward dock in our underdog rankings. It's the opposite in our DraftKings rankings when those gets published. We're still working on those.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. We're gonna have our draft kit is gonna release, I think, in like a week or so, less than a week,
Yeah,
and
I
we
think if
would
you had
like.
subscribed last year, you're gonna probably get it. But then if not, then probably gotta wait a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, for sure. So we kind of like got like a soft launch going
Yeah.
right now, where if you had it last year and you go to our site, you can see everything that's going to be there when we like start promoting it
Hmm.
very very soon. But anyway, so like I digress. Like the big stuff. All right, so the bigs get a dock in our UD rankings because of their position. But if you compare like a an ETR rank 24 big versus an ETR rank 24 guard, the big is actually projected to score more points,
Hmm.
right? And so like I'm pretty sure that we project Sabonis to outscore Bradley Beal, but we dock Sabonis because he's a big and there's so many bigs and you only have to start one. You can put one in
Hmm.
flex if you want.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to filling your flex on Underdog, I usually like to fill it with a big. I mean, you can go both ways, but you
Yeah.
know, take into consideration that the bigs ADP is being depressed because there's so many of them, but their
Hmm.
points are actually higher projected. So if you can get like two bigs, if you can go like 2-2-2 on your first six picks, you're probably like optimizing a little bit. And then
Yeah.
like on DraftKings, you probably don't want to use a center to fill your flex. It
Hmm.
happens to me sometimes just because that's just the way the draft goes. And that's fine if it happens like that. But I kind of like that's why I don't mind taking Sabonis there on the
Yeah.
2-3 turn, because it could be very well a big value could drop. Like, all right, Mobley just went off the board.
Yeah.
Randall's still available. Like if Randall's there for us, like we could take him like theoretically
Hmm.
and be fine. This board is actually awesome because there's one, two, three, there's six guards, and we don't have any guards, so we're at
Yeah.
least going to get
Setting up
one and maybe
nice.
two. Yeah,
Yeah, there goes Randall. And yeah, see, so what I was thinking too about taking him, I mean, I don't feel great about taking Ayton anymore. I don't really love
Why is that?
Randall.
Can you get into that a little bit?
Why we're not in the eight? Oh man, it's just terrifying, man. I mean, just to hear the comments yesterday, with how he's like, all right being there. Didn't talk to the coach at all since Game 7, since it was quote internal. It's just scary. We're on deck here.
All right, let's take a
Oh,
look.
we got plenty of guards.
Okay.
Or we're on deck here.
So we have Rozier, we have Simmons, Fred Van Vliet, Drew, and Garland.
Yeah, we got anybody there. Do you have? I
Yeah,
don't. Man,
I think I like Simmons more than Rozier, but
I think
then
I do
I know
too.
your boy Garland is there too. I don't know. I mean, we're a little bit lower on him because of some of the stuff you guys talked about on the Cleveland
Hmm.
pod. Are
I think we
you
did. I think we're a little soft on him. Let's take Ben. I'm good with taking Ben.
Let's take Ben.
Okay.
It sounds like Ben is his injury problems are behind him. He's practicing. He's talking about, he's good to go for the season. The coach is talking about playing him and Claxton together. I think Ben's going to play a ton this year.
Yeah, he was at. There was some video of the Nets today, running a unit of Ben, Kyrie, Royce O'Neal, which is good low usage guy, KD, and Claxton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like to see those units kind of coming out together, which looks like a good starting unit. When Seth, if he comes back, would probably be his spot. Joe Harris is probably being ramped up as well. So, yeah, kind of sneaky to see Royce O'Neal out there. It's definitely kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
Do we want Rozier here? I'm good with Rozier, or I'm good with whoever. If you've got a
Did
lean,
Garland? Okay, so Garland goes. So
yeah,
that, I was just going to pull up our underlying math to check
yeah,
Rozier and Garland. Garland would have been interesting. I mean, 11 spots after ADP.
yeah.
That would have been really interesting. I think Rozier is clearly. Well, you could
I'm
go
good with
Van Vliet.
Rozier.
I mean, you want to go
I'm
Van
good with
Vliet or
Rozier. I'm good. I like Rozier a lot. I'm take him.
you like him
So
over?
I read a column today from Sam Perley, who's one of the Hornets kind of team writers, and he talked. He didn't. He be in like our terms. He talked a lot about like concentrated usage for LaMelo and Rozier, and then playing off each other. Obviously, the Hayward injury stuff. PJ
Mhm.
Washington's not a super high usage guy. I mean, I think Rozier, who's suddenly like one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, this off ball too. Like I think he's going to have a huge season, man. Just the consistency has been so good, and I'm not overly concerned about the pace dip. That we'll see a little
Yeah.
bit of it, but I think the usage could be so concentrated around him with Miles gone that
Yeah.
like he could have so many career highs in the scoring department, and I expect a little bit of pressure taken off of him with LaMelo, who's if he wants to get to the line more, I think he's going to have to play off the ball a little bit more and kind of be able to get the defense reacting to really get in the paint. So that was kind of the game changer that Clifford talked about with getting LaMelo more to the line. LaMelo agreed. So yeah, that'll help too. Kind of getting the line more, slowing the pace up a little bit with the tighter rotation. So going back to
Okay.
Ayton really quick, since we kind of got
Yeah.
off topic a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. As Morgan mentions, I mean, it's his body language is terrible. He just seems like he just doesn't want to be there. He seems like they could maybe trade him with the way things fell out. They weren't in a rush to sign him. KD
Mhm.
stuff, obviously the Pacers signed him, so it's just really off-putting to invest a high pick like that on a
Yeah.
guy that isn't going to have a lot of usage. He'll be good, but the downside is terrifying.
Yeah, Monty
There's-
did say something nice about him.
yeah, he has
Like
to.
he kind of has to. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's like, oh, I hate DeAndre Ayton. What is he still doing here?
yeah, bro. I mean, sneaky. We took this. We took this because where there's smoke, there might be fire. We took this, but
Yeah.
FanDuel had a good price on
Yeah.
the Suns to miss the playoffs, and it's not like we think it's super likely to happen.
Yeah.
But at plus 1,600, the organization just seems in disarray with the Sarver
Mhm.
resignation, with the way they went out to Dallas in Game 7, and then all the stuff with Ayton, and especially what was said at the end of last year. Coach was not happy with Ayton at all last year, and he played like shit in that when they got
Yeah.
eliminated in that whole series. He was really bad.
I wouldn't blame him entirely. I think Game 7 you could blame him a lot, but Chris Paul was really bad in that series.
Yeah,
I blame Monty Williams a lot because they just got out threed like crazy.
yeah.
I mean, they were like almost doubling them up. It felt like in made threes, but because we know the Suns love that mid range stuff. But
Look what would have happened to us if we didn't take Sabonis. We would
oh
have
yeah,
had to take KP probably at 50.
mm-hmm. Yep,
So it was definitely it worked out for us.
hell yeah.
And we got Aiden
I
on
mean,
the other team, which is
yeah,
fine.
oh yeah, yep.
All right. So what do we got? Let's look at what we got here.
We got
Sexton.
sex. Too bad we didn't get Garland. We could have had the sex land, But yeah, I know you like to be strong at guard. I'm pretty good on Sexton here. We do have some late risk, or Brunson at good ADP value too. I'm good with either one of those guys.
Yeah, I
Could roll the
never
dice on
get
MPJ.
Sexton to fall this year. Oh, I guess he hadn't fallen too much, but
Yeah, who do you feeling? Which one? I got Sexton
I'm
top
feeling
50.
Sexton, man. I'm feeling
All right,
Sexton.
let's do it.
I just like the runway could be cleared for
Yeah.
Sexton and Laurie Markkinen.
Some
And
talk of increased assist rate from him as well today too. So, oh, there's Levitan on brand with getting the Sexton. So we could go Brunson again and just hammer guard, or we could go MPJ. I'm good with that, or I'm good with I'm good with either of those guys if you want to do that. I don't want Pirtle.
Okay. All right, so it's Brunson or MPJ. So
Yeah,
we have
we got
two
five
kind of
seconds. I got
strong
Brunson
things.
up top.
All right, let's go with Brunson.
Got him.
Another thing that's nice about Brunson is like the Knicks only have 5 games in the DraftKings finals, and they don't in the Underdog finals. Let me check how many they have in the Underdog
Yeah.
finals.
And I'll add while you're looking it up. We went wing. So now we're really just kind of addressing the weak spot since we didn't really hit it until pick 47. So now we're just kind of jamming it, which I
Okay,
think
they
is
have
really good
7.
building.
Yeah, they have 7 games in the Underdog finals. They have 5 games in the DraftKings finals. So guys like, and we're going to do a piece. I'm going to do a piece, we just talked about it to the master of sex himself today, We're gonna do a piece on the schedule and what you should be doing about the schedule, because the schedule's not incorporated in our projections our rankings that you all see. So the Knicks, I docked them on DraftKings because I don't want to spend like a 3rd round pick on Julius Randle and then he only has 5 games in the DraftKings finals. So if I want Knicks exposure, I'm doing it on Underdog. I'm not doing it on DraftKings. I mean, unless they fall a lot. You can take everybody at the right price. Kids, that's a universal truth in best ball. Take everybody. Everybody's draftable at the right price.
Any fantasy thing really too.
Yeah. And really markets, like if you're buying like, Dogecoin, whatever the hell, at 2 cents or whatever, it's a buy. So, all right. So I'm taking.
Come for the best ball advice. Stay for the crypto advice.
Crypto NFTs. Yeah, man. So I'm Greek, so I have to gamble. It's like genetically coded into me. But like, yeah, man. So like, I'm taking Knicks a little bit more on Underdog. So I don't mind getting Brunson. And Brunson's not a guy that usually falls right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get Brunson.
ADP.
Yeah, because I'm using our rankings. So he's like a 58 ADP. We got him at pick 74. He usually doesn't fall that much, but that's when to take him. So we got Brunson, and that's fine because we didn't take a guard for our first 3 picks.
Yep, I love it.
So we're sitting here. We got 4 guards in a row. So sometimes you can box yourself in where you take 2 of one position, and then especially at the end of the round 1, where there's like, okay, nothing but guards. My round 3 pick, I have LaMelo and Devin Booker, and there's nothing but guards at the top of my queue, and you get screwed. But when you're at the number 2 pick, it actually works out really well. Dink was actually sharing me like a slow draft where he was like at the 1 or the 2 or something like that, and like all those guards, there's like a tier there with like Garland, Fred VanVleet, Drew, Chris Paul, Rozier. They all went. And like he had to like take double big or something like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty rare.
We are seeing a lot of wings come off the board, and I'll add Jackson only has 1. He made it stick with 1 center the whole time. Yeah. So I mean, I know I'm always down to drink some chocolate milk, but
oh, that's tasty. All right, so we're 2 away.
We're on deck right now, and we got these guys looking at.
On deck, we took 4 wings in a row. Wings are getting crushed.
Okay, yeah, wings are just getting totally crushed. I don't really like Brandon Clark here, just because I mean, when Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back, and now it's timeline, so it looks like it's Thanksgiving,
and it's ahead of ADP. Like him. Yeah, and it's ahead of ADP. So, so I would take either Chocolate Milk or Marcus Smart. What do you think?
I'm good with taking Smart, I think.
Okay.
Or if, I mean, I'm down to go full sexy and go Ivy too.
Ooh.
But I'm going smart.
Yeah, let's go smart.
Okay.
Ivy is a guy that I like because when you're getting into at this point picks that don't really matter too much, you know, you're just trying to hit the rookie of the year, like Scotty Barnes, like I took like around here last year and he turns out to be the rookie of the year and now he's subbing into your flex spot,
Yeah.
You're just looking for that kind of thing. But like Smart I just think from all right, let's focus
Jack
on the
took your
next pick.
man.
Spencer. All right, good pick, Jack. We can't take Ivy here because we don't have any wing or big depth.
You know who I want to take here. I won't say it yet, but let's see who Jack picks. Jackson. I don't think Jack will take a center. It just doesn't seem like.
He could.
Maybe
I
he does.
mean, it's fine.
Yeah, he takes Ivy. I think that's a good pick.
Okay.
I want to take PJ Washington. I know it's way ahead of ADP, but what's Charlotte's playoff schedule look like for?
16 spots ahead of ADP. They play 7 games in the finals. They play 19 in the playoffs.
Or do you just want to take Horford? I'm down to take Horford.
I do want to take Horford because it's just an ADP thing. Like,
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Now there's no chance we get PJ though, which I don't think we would have got anyways.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of sucks. But like Jack can fall back on Joker. We can fall back on Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
We're counting Giannis. He doesn't get hurt every time he plays, even if he only has like 4 games in a week. He's always counting. Mm-hmm. He's just like the most dynamic like scorer in the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we talked about that on the pod. I don't know if that one. Oh, that one did come out. Both
I listened to it this morning. I was at the gym and I was
both Fan and I think that Giannis is going to lead the league in scoring. I got it at like 275.
275.
Yeah, I think he's going to score so many with Middleton banged up. And the Bucks take so long to recover their guys. They just like had the longest timelines. We saw what happened with Brook, right? Just constantly pushing back timelines.
We did not dock Middleton as much when that report came out that he's not going to start the regular season. I'm a little bit nervous about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, it was worth noting it was a change in timeline. When you sent to me, I was out watching football with some friends, and I was like, "Oh no!" The timeline said they're good, and then like you said, you shared it with me. I was like, "Oh boy, yeah." So he's behind schedule. Just never good.
Yeah, and I mean, I still see like people on DraftKings just don't take the guy, and same with Keldon, because DraftKings like puts this little red and white font tag next to people that says out.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you get hit with that tag, your ADP falls by 6 slots.
Love it.
Like people are not interpreting like the news and the context. Yeah. Like we thought that he might not be ready. We don't think that he's going to miss more than 2 weeks once the season starts.
Yeah.
So just because they put that out for Lonzo is not the same as the out for Middleton.
Yeah. And I guess the context too is he's eligible for a contract extension. So that may be playing into it as well. I don't know if that's why the timeline got pushed back, but just interesting timing on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that, but like that, I'm not docking him too much. You do, however, if you take Middleton, you want to have a plan for what you're going to do for the first week or two.
So you're saying Jack needs to draft more wings?
Yeah. How many wings is he? He has got 2. Well, he's got Vassal, so his plan right now is Vassal, but he doesn't have a lot of depth. And
I love Vassell, man. I got him 65-1 to win Most Improved Player. That line got cut in half. It's like 25-1 in some places now. So shout out to me.
MIP is like it's guys that are in the MVP conversation like next year, right? Typically, the guys that win
most of the time. But I think his scoring production can increase so much that like whenever you see the Most Improved talk, you see that graphic come up. Like Ja was, I think, number 2 behind Bane. I think Bane was ahead of him. So yeah, this point differential is a big one that they go to. But yeah, generally being on a good team. And another thing that was interesting too is guys who are like late, and it's very odd that the late season surges don't really affect most improved player because you think, okay, this player was this good
Yeah.
last year, right? Giannis is a great example of that. He won most improved after he was smashing for like 30 games. Same with Jaw's
Yeah.
stats in the second half 2 years ago were very good. Not a big
Yeah.
leap, but the bird brain voters they look at the full seasons. We're on deck.
And what's
Jack's gonna
going
be
on here?
taking wings for whatever
We
that's
need a
worth.
wing. We need a
Yeah,
wing.
Cam
Um,
Johnson, a little extra baked in value.
let's go with Harry B because Cam's like a 140 ADP.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see. I
yeah,
see. Okay,
Harry B gets 8 games in the Underdog finals. His team plays
nice.
21 games total in the playoffs. So he's getting 6 in the quarters, 7 in the semis, and 8 in the finals, courtesy
If he's
of
on the Kings,
if he's on the Kings. Yeah. And this is courtesy of a graphic that Jack put together for us. So
shout out
Jack,
Jack.
I'm sorry to use your own graphics
So he's
against
gonna
you, but
take. When he's gonna go Bogdan or we have
yeah.
Jay
Are you
taken pretty
worried about
high.
Bogdan because he's not going to be ready to start the year?
He's the
And
only guy that's not going through camp work right now, which
we're
is interesting because
projecting him very high.
yeah,
Are you worried?
a little bit. There's never been too much concern about him being ready, but not being able to go through a little in-game scrimmage, camp stuff, definitely a concern. Because it was a thing that was bothering him a lot. You remember how questionable he was late in the year
Mm-hmm.
last season. So a
Yeah.
little bit concerned, but not enough to like really freak out because they are really thin. With obviously their two studs are going to just dominate. Oh, so Jack
So
takes our
Jack goes
advice
Cam.
here and swoops up Cam. I love
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
So
that's
ADP
nice.
wise, do you want to hit
We
another
thought,
wing again?
yeah, I kind of do.
Or I
Well,
love
Gary
Monte,
Trent.
but
Monte is just like, we can get him. I mean, it's 18 spots ahead of ADP. I would say like Trent or Bogdan. And because we took 5 guards, I think, in a row, maybe Bogdan.
I'm good taking Bogdan. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Because I mean, like, our guys are healthy. Giannis and DeMar are healthy to start the year. Barnes is healthy too. So if we miss, a month, I mean, I'm just talking like worst case of the
Yeah.
season because of the injury. We're still going to get him back, and the Hawks are not that deep this year. They were really, really deep last year. Lost a bunch of guys, and yeah, I mean Hunter's healthy, but Bogdan is going to have a big rates role on that team when he returns, just because they've gotten a lot thinner, even though they brought in DeJounte.
Yeah. He's gonna get a lot of clean looks too. I think that the way DeJounte attacks the basket and Trey as well, they're gonna draw a lot of people into the basket. He's gonna get a lot of really good jumpers. We saw what he did 2 years ago after the break. He couldn't miss from three. So we know he can get hot. He was playing through injury for much of last season. He's still pretty young as well. So not too young, but because he had to kind of oversee stuff. But yeah, he's still in pretty. I think it's pretty good, pretty solid pick. It's just strong. Can we start going sexy soon? Because I mean, we're doing all these by the book picks, and it's like driving me crazy. I need to get some sexy picks in.
Okay, all right, Gallagher.
We'll do it. I get the next one. No, I'm good. Yeah, we'll see who falls. So yeah, I'm glad. So we're gonna take. I know what center I want to take late.
Okay.
Do we want to take a third? Do we want to take a third one? We got 2 really good ones. Probably take a third one, right?
Well, yes, absolutely a third one,
Yeah.
and then we could consider 4 because like
we got Boner, man.
We have Horford and we have Saboner.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, if it's like last round or second to last round, and we're like going back and forth between like Patrick Beverly and a center that we like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's okay. It's okay.
There's some really good centers late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's okay. Playing a center and a flex definitely isn't the worst thing. Because I mean,
Yeah.
when we're not going to probably be counting on, because there's probably weeks when Horford is like airballing, especially when Time Lord comes back. So
yeah,
I guess I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about Time Lord, and they're pretty. They don't have too much depth in the front court. I'm concerned about Horford's age, but so long as he's healthy, he's going to be very productive. And we don't need his score because we have Sabonis, but we're definitely going to add one more piece there and maybe 2. All right, so what's going on here? DFS goes off the board. That's like, I'm sure that's like a boring ass pick for you. Like, are you
I
ever
love
taking DFS?
DFS.
You like?
I'd
Okay.
take him. Yeah, he's gonna play a lot, man. They
Yeah.
really need they like with the way they're gonna play Spencer Dinwiddie and and Luca. Obviously, they're gonna need that extra point of attack defender to go with Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock's gonna be the on-ball guy, and Dorian Finney-Smith will be kind of the strong wing scorer guard.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need him. Oh, they're really thin for. They call them the Bang Bros. Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie, and they're gonna be banging out there for a long period of time. Shout out to Reggie Bullock, cut out red meat from his diet for family history stuff, and also just trying to be in better shape because he wants to guard. So yeah, really
Dude, good for
cool.
Reggie. What do you eat if you go to pork and chicken? I guess
Yeah, fish, I
crabs maybe.
guess, and fish.
Seafood.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
rich.
I'm a big seafood guy, man, for sure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's just like,
Yeah,
you got to cook it yourself, or you got to get it delivered to you or go out for a
yeah.
restaurant. It's
But
like,
when I went to Maui, they have like the best fish market where they literally catch the fish and serve it to you. Just
oh,
go out there, cut it off, and just grill it up at the resort. It's
oh.
so good. All right, we're up. Let's see what we
All
got.
right, we're up.
We got to take Benny Math
Oh, baby. You know it. Dude,
after
Benny Matt.
ADP. Yeah,
Oh, it's a smash,
the
dude.
decimal grinder gets Benny. Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh,
So we get
10
our
spots
fifth
after
wing.
ADP.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is sick. All right, I'm not even gonna risk it going to the queue.
There is nobody else.
How'd you guys, people in here? How'd you guys let us get Ben Math?
You guys let us get Benny Mathurin. And the thing is, like, dude, that's like a Traylon motherfucking Burks pick in NFL.
That's so good. So we're back
all right,
up.
we're back on the clock.
And lean, we got 6. We probably need another wing. Dink's not here. Dink would want Herder. We know that much.
I mean, if you want Daddy, we can go Daddy or Herder, or anybody else you got. You want to get?
I think I'd rather take a wing here. Get our 5th one.
Okay.
But I mean, Daddy's good. I'm good with either one. If you want to end center. Want to do Daddy? It's gonna go Herder.
Okay. Let's go
Herder. It's Herder. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Either one of those guys is fine there. But like, like if we took Daddy Clax, we could come back with a 4th later on. But I don't know, man. Like Herder is like the last wing that I feel pretty good about. It sucks that we had to like take him a little bit early, but that's just how certain drafts go. And like he's got the same. We got like a little stack going on there with Harry B. Where if Harry B does
we got a lot of kings.
Yeah, we got the Sabonis too. So sometimes you just back your way into a stack. Like we weren't really, aiming to do that. Like in NFL, you have to plan your stacks like 3 rounds in advance or more. Like in NFL, like if I take Devontae Adams at like pick 11, I'm putting a little asterisk down to look for David Carr in round 9.
Yep.
You're not doing that in NBA. Yeah. But like I think like last time one of the listeners said that that 2 and 3 man stacks were like all like littered over the leaderboard in the small ball tournament. So it can help out. And the thing is, like the Kings are a good team to stack because they have 8 games in the finals and they have 21 games overall in the playoffs. There's only one team that has more games in the overall playoffs on Underdog than the Kings.
Awesome.
And that's your team, my bro. It's the OKC Thunder.
Yes, which we can't even attack. Well, you know who I want to take late then. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm sure the listeners know. Anyone who's listened to Fan and me talk before,
they might know, but maybe the room doesn't know.
No table talk.
Maybe the room's not plugged in.
So yeah, a lot of wings coming off. So that Herder pick's looking a little bit better.
The Herder pick is
there goes Primo.
It's the last guy you feel good about, and then wing is like the rest of the guys are like, eh.
Yeah.
The Primo goes.
Yeah, Primo's gone.
What do you make of this Primo? I mean, they want it to happen so bad. They want to play him at point guard so bad.
I read an article from Jeff McDonald. He's covered the Spurs pretty much as long as I've been in the business. And he was really talking about like quote unquote positionless basketball. If they did go away from Trey Jones, I still think Trey Jones is the favorite. It's a very mixed bag on how the Beats are reacting to this Trey Jones thing. Like some of the newer guys think that Primo is going to get it and they'll kind of be sharing the ball. Vassell will bring the ball up. Keldon will bring the ball up. Obviously, Trey will when he's off the court. I mean, a litany of guys will be just running the offense. But it just makes sense to me. And there was a quote from Doug McDermott just talking about how Trey like really organized the offense. I think that's what you need out of the gate. Just have your tone set. Let the guys know that that's how you want to run your offense with structure, at least to a small degree to start the season, and then get cute and then go full tank. That strikes me as
Yeah.
how Pop would want to do it.
Well, we have it projected like that. We have Trey Jones for 28 minutes a game, which is not going to happen unless he's a starting point guard. So that's kind of how we have it. So if you think that there's a good chance that Primo's going to start at point guard and Trey Jones is going to come off the bench, then you think we're over projecting, because that's what we're projecting.
Yeah. One of the beats had him for like 17 minutes a game, Trey Jones, which is like that caught
17.
fan and think we were talking like, whoa, like that's for a guy that covers the team. I was just like, yo, how's it even happen?
Yo, I'm going to eat my hat. I mean, if it's 17 minutes a
there's
game.
just no way. Yeah. Well, he technically doesn't have a fully guaranteed contract, but there's just, like he's gonna make the team.
Yeah.
We're up.
All right.
We could do anything here.
You want to get spicy? I mean, we could take Derek White, but if you want to get spicy, yeah.
Do you want to take the puff piece McGee, Jaden McDaniels?
Yeah.
Who else? Is sexy here?
Well, we need another big. So, and Jack has 3 and Jokic, so he's not going to take a big.
Yeah. Okay, so want to take Jaden? Get a winger?
Yeah.
All right. We got some long wings with Giannis. We got Jaden. Love it.
I think we're done at wings.
Jaden's also on height watch, you guys. He's an inch taller too now, so we don't do full muscle watch. We do height watch now. And Jabari Smith getting an inch, your boy. But
I saw that too. I mean, and that's a dude that you already felt kind of good about his defensive chops and his length, and the Rockets are probably going to need him. How about that bullshit?
There's still so many good. There's still so many good bigs here, man. I don't know if.
All right, let's take your favorite big here. All right, so let's wait for Jack. Why not? I mean, it's what is this, round 17, round 15? Round 15. There's not even a 17. All right, so round 15, round 16. So let's take a big here.
Okay.
Who's your favorite big that is left on the board?
I mean,
don't take Brook Lopez or all that.
I mean, a Kongwu would be real nice, right? Ooh. Kind of leverage against Capella. And then obviously, my guy Precious.
Oh,
it's obviously,
baby.
Yeah.
All right, I'm digging it. Like,
which one you want? Got 3 seconds. It's gonna be a Kongwu.
Kongwu, man. He hit the 3 today in practice.
Yeah, man. Corner 3.
Baby. Oh,
love it.
You love to see it.
Yeah. I'm big. I think Kongwu's man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's running into so many Achilles things. He's running into plantar fascia. He's running into so many foot injuries. And I mean, they've been playing him a lot of minutes, so it feels like it's going to catch up to him this year.
Well, we were in a couple spots last year in DFS and props and stuff when Capella was out, and I think it was actually during COVID stuff too. And they started like a Kongwu, but they didn't like give him heavy minutes. Like if Capella goes out, are they gonna like play him a lot, or are they just gonna do some bullshit with like Gorgie Jang or whatever?
Gorgie's gone. He's on the Spurs now, but it would be
somebody like that.
It would be John Collins. I mean, John Collins probably gets some run, but I mean they're gonna play a Kongwu. They really like him, man. I think that they're gonna take minutes. I think he's gonna like take minutes away from Capella. Like there's been that much kind of buzz around him, and taking more shots, and just a guy who could do so many more things than Capella's just screen and dive kind of game. I think they want to diversify their offense a little bit more. And Capella's not the same defender. I mean, the Hawks defense was really bad. So it's because he can't switch, and just the lack of diversity in his defensive game, just as rim protector, teams really just lit him up from 3 at times. So I think that the way they want to have their defense function a little bit better, Okongwu, who can guard in space like really well, definitely makes a lot of sense to me.
They only played Capella or Collins like 4 to 5 minutes at the 5 last game. I mean, last season.
Yeah, it wasn't like much. Because Kongwu was there, and Capella is generally pretty healthy, and they had Gorgie Jang.
And they had Gorgie, and they had Gallinari, and like, I mean, I grinded, dude, for the entire season projections, and like the most 5 minutes that I would ever see them play Collins last year was like 5, and so like the roster is obviously different this year, but I don't know if they kind of if I don't know how much of that role they expand. How much of the backup 5 role do they expand for Collins because of their rostering
Yeah.
flexibility or whatever? And if
Yeah,
they
they have
don't,
Kaminsky too, which is meh. Like it'll be it's if I talked about this on the stream, the thing with Fan and on the pod.
mhm.
Okongwu is to Tony Pollard as Quinn Capella is to Zeke Elliott. That's my
Oh,
favorite football basketball fantasy analysis that I've come up with. It's
oh,
like perfect. Okongwu's
oh,
like so sexy. I think he's better than Capella is personally.
oh,
So
baby.
and
He's a
if he goes
lottery pick,
down,
right?
Okongwu's like pants off season. He's just gonna smash.
He's a lottery pick, isn't he?
Yeah, 6th pick, I believe.
So I like guys that have the injury path at this point. Like
Yeah.
at this point in the draft, you're on round 14, 15, and
Yeah.
16. What personally I like doing is taking guys that are high rates guys, meaning if they
Mhm.
get the minutes, they're going to put up huge scores.
Mhm.
So high usage, high rebound, high assist, or steals and blocks guys that have uncertain paths to playing time. And I like betting on those guys. And we've kind of
Yeah.
done that with McDaniels and Okongwu. After Herder, we
Mhm.
stopped, drafting with 4 condoms, and so that's the kind of guy that I want to take, at this point. All right, so what are we looking at? So we
We
have
got
six
6 and
six
6 and
three.
we got 2 stud wings,
We have
but
two
then we
stud
got
wings and 6 overall. So we're not drafting a wing with this last pick.
yep.
It's either a guard or a big.
I think we got to go guard, right?
We probably should go guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the rings have Rose. He's a
I
high
mean,
rates
I
guy.
always like Ty. I think Tyus is gonna get more overlap with Jaw just because we not a lot because we know freaking Jenkins won't go. He won't go away from that 10 man, but he may have to, man. If
Well, you've got
Contrar's not getting it
Tyus.
done,
I think it's Tyus or Campaign, and both of those are
ugh, I
injury
hate
guys.
campaign.
What if Chris Paul is like 40 years old or whatever? Like,
Yeah, well, like I said on that Putts part now. Oh yeah, I think they're gonna trade Jay Crowder for a guard, man. Like Chris Paul, as old as he
okay.
is, I think that's a move. So I don't think that the contingency upside is really there for him, like you would think in most situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's very good. I mean, Tyus, it's just Tyus is just a great pick here.
Okay,
Like
let's go Tyus.
we're kind of going double contingency, but
It's just
yeah,
like my thing with Tyus versus CP3 is like one of them's like 23 and the other one's like 35. You know what I'm
yeah, for
saying?
sure. But the way
So,
Ja plays, he's so kind of reckless with his body, and it puts him in kind of peril to be hurt. With all the way
yeah,
he's attacking the basket, and all the contact he takes around the basket, and it's just risky for him to be out there. So I think that
right.
there's pretty similar. Obviously, I would say Chris Paul's more likely to be hurt, but
Yeah.
never know, never know.
So
All
that's
right,
our draft. So we got a 7-6-3, 7 guards, 6 wings, 3 bigs. We went wing with Giannis and DeRozan. See if you can get the board up, Gallagher.
yeah. How do I go
And
there?
then if you joined the stream and you were in this draft,
Oh, there you
please let us know what your name is in the comments, and then we'll evaluate your team.
go. Yeah.
Let's take a look at our team first, and then
Okay. Yeah.
let's talk about Jack's team a little bit. So we went with Giannis and DeRozan, and like we talked about, that we did not feel like we were boxing ourselves in because there are plenty of guards and bigs to take at the number 2 slot in the next 3 to 4 rounds. So
Mm-hmm.
we did not have any qualms about going double wing. And
Mm-hmm.
it was very fortunate that we had Sabonis fall to us, because if we had not taken Sabonis there, all of those guys would have been gone. Mobley, Julius Randle, Ayton, and Jared Allen all went before us.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Vucevic and Gobert. So the best big we could have possibly had would have been KP, and we would have to take him ahead of ADP, and we would have felt really, really bad about that. So
Mm-hmm.
Sabonis was definitely the play. We feel
For
great about
sure.
that in hindsight. Ben Simmons, Rozier, Sexton, Brunson, and Smart. So we went 5 guards in a row. We went the position first 3 rounds. We hit 5
Yeah.
in a row. Build out that stable of guards. It's like, you talk about the wide receiver stable in NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's the guard stable in NBA. You want to
Mm-hmm.
at least have 6 guards. at least in every draft that you do. Even in drafts where I'm starting guard, which happens very, very, very rarely. Actually happened to me today, where I had like Harden, LaMelo, and Cade at the end of the first round. Yeah, even that in that draft, I took 6 guards. So you do want to take at least 6 guards in every draft, and then we go Horford, Herder, no Harrison Barnes, Mathurian, which is a guy that has a lot of upside, especially if
Love that.
Indianapolis likes
After
to tank.
ADP, it's so odd to see a guy like Ben Mathurin go after ADP. You'd think that his skill set and being on a bad team is just like something that everyone's kind of staring down when he's at the top of the queue.
Yeah, so I think maybe he's a guy that's going to get steam, going to catch steam, I guess, at the end of the process, because he does have the high potential to be like a high rates monster and to actually like count and flex.
And they won't sit him late. He's a rookie, so he won't get the full tank material.
He's a rookie, so if they trade Hield, he's going to be set up even better. And Indianapolis Pacers have 8 games in Underdog Finals, which is the most of any team, tied with.
Oh hell yeah!
So like a sex pick right there. And we filled out some depth with Herder, McDaniels, Okongwu. I think like big is probably our weakest position, just because we hit 7 guards, we hit 5 in a row, and we only have 3 bigs. And our top big is Sabonis, but still, I feel pretty good about that position.
Yeah, I feel great about it.
Okay,
we're gonna get some good Horford games in the first, month and a half, 2 months, maybe 3 months of the season. Poor Time Lord.
Yeah, and he could plug in and flex.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so
I feel pretty good about our team. We'll do Jack.
Let's do Jack. Let's at this point we're trying to see who's going to get.
What a bad first pick! League. What a terrible first pick.
We talked about it last time. We had Philly Dilly in our Discord in our draft last time with Dink last week, and he won the Jokic lottery, and now Jack wins the Jokic lottery. So if you draft with us, you're an ETR guy. You draft with us. You're 2 for 2.
Friend of the influencer 101.
Friend of the influencer, and look at the flexibility that Jokic did. He took 1 big in the first 10 rounds because he doesn't need another big because Nikola Jokic does not miss games.
And he went with the Isaiah. He went the Isaiah stack. Isaiah Jackson and Isaiah Hartenstein. 2 guys I absolutely love, by the way. Like those are what great 2 bigs to pick there.
He forced us into Herder with the double Isaiah turn there.
Yeah, gross.
So that's gross, but you know what?
I'm sure he probably wanted Ben Math. He would have definitely taken Ben Math.
He would have definitely, and he would have taken DeMar too. So it's all good. And then his 2 starting wings. Wing is the biggest concern for him. He's got like Middleton and Tobias. Middleton we talked about is going to miss some time. Tobias with the James Harden healthy with a hamstring talks about, best shape that he's been in like 3 years. Somebody gave him a birthday cake. I don't know if you saw this video, Gallagher. Somebody gave him a birthday cake for his birthday, and he tossed it into the water. He was on a boat. He tossed it into the water. Like shit, my man.
I'm into Harden again, man. I can't quit that dude.
I can't. He gave up like $15 million so that they could go sign PJ Tucker and Daniel House. The dude is like dedicated. He's in the gym. Seeing stuff on his IG dripping with sweat. So I'm in.
Someone's had a great tweet because he joked about losing 100 pounds. He's like, tweet that, and someone quote tweeted it because it said lost. The ESPN made a graphic. It said lost 100 pounds. Tweet that, and then someone quote tweeted it. It said James Harden at a British strip club. Like, oh, what a great tweet. Wish I thought of that. But yeah, he took Cam Johnson after the table talk. I love that pick, man.
Table talk, man. Silva, I could see he was like, don't fucking say it.
Yeah, that's all good. I don't care if anybody's going to take the sniping. If it's Jack, it's all good.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. I think it's a really sharp pick. He's going to start rising, man. We talked about this in the pod too. We haven't really seen him get the Jay Crowder bump yet. For a guy that he fits that offense so well. They need the spacing. He's got length. They want to play faster, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they learned their lesson that, like, oh my God, we got to shoot more threes. It's like I said earlier, it's like why they lost to a degree.
Yeah.
You can't play in the NBA and let teams out 3 you by like 20 shots a game or whatever, So
see, people do not react as quickly to information in NBA as they do in NFL. It's one of the very many edges in NBA best ball. There's way, way, way more edge in NBA best ball than in NFL best ball, even if you construct your roster properly in NFL. So I see it all the time. Markelle Fultz, same situation where the people are drafting him as if the toe didn't happen.
Yeah. Yep.
Half the room doesn't know about the toe.
Crazy.
So, if you grind, if you draft, if you listen to all of the podcasts, if you pay attention, if you grind news, you will have an edge in this contact. I guarantee you're going to advance more than 16% or whatever the standard, the average.
Could listen to the Spaced Fan and Adam Schefter, honored guest Adam Schefter, for the Twitter Space.
Dude, I wanted to hop into that. I had to coach kids soccer practice. So.
Oh man, so good. Yeah, I saw him pop in there, and I was like, I text him. I was like, hey, do you want to come on? He's like, oh, for sure.
Oh,
like,
dude,
that's so awesome.
I got to go back and listen to that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have anybody comments they want us to?
Yeah, we got a bunch. We got let's see, Chris. Let's hit Chris real quick. He's right
Shout
here.
out Gallagher. All right.
Towns, love it. Halliburton, love it. Yeah, Ingram, I don't know, man. I can't click Ingram that high at 34. What do you think?
Where do we have him in our rankings?
Let's see.
35. That's fine. It's fine. Like, I just have uncertainty about the team because Zion, I don't know what that's going to do. Zion is a huge usage hog, but
and he was great in the playoffs. I was going to say he was great in the playoffs, but like earlier, CJ kind of ate into him. We see just inconsistency, especially early when CJ was there.
Yeah.
And now you add Zion. Like, I don't know. I get it, but that's just not. It's not for me.
Is Scotty?
But then again,
later.
Then again, like, there's like, I'd rather have Scotty Barnes personally. Like, that's probably hot, but it's just me.
It's a little hot. In our rankings, we have Ingram 35, Levine 36, and Barnes 47. Okay. But Dink talks about not projecting things that he hasn't seen before,
right.
And so we're going to struggle to get high on guys like Zion or Anthony Edwards or Cade Cunningham relative to where they're going, because the market is like very aggressive on those guys.
Yeah, Scotty's ball handling is going to just rock and roll with Van Vliet's off the court, man. So,
and then he goes Vucevic. We talked about the double big. It's fine. He's got two bigs through 4. It's fine because you can put that Vucevic in the flex, and he's going to outscore probably CJ McCollum or Chris Paul, which are the next non-bigs that went after him. So
and we're talk of him not shooting as many threes because he felt uncomfortable with that role. So I think that's better for him because he really struggled with efficiency. He wasn't really crashing quite as much. Didn't get the easy putback stuff that he had before. So I think he'll have a bit of a bounce back season.
Yeah, he's got to shoot better. He was just really a bad player at the end of last year. Yeah. But through 4 rounds, we've got 1 wing, 1 guard, 2 bigs. So we're probably looking for a guard and a wing in our next 2 picks. So we get the guard in Drew Holiday. That's an insane value on Drew Holiday. What is that? Pick 58? That's really good.
Yep.
So very well done, Chris. You took Russell Westbrook at pick 63. I probably would have taken Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson or Tobias. Probably Klay.
Funny note on Russell Westbrook. So earlier today, Darvin Ham said that he hasn't been playing Westbrook and Patrick Beverley on the same team in practice yet. And then fast forward like 2 hours later, Patrick Beverley says he's been winning like every game in practice. So like Russell Westbrook losing every game in practice based on putting those 2 pieces of information together. So like it's going great for Westbrook right now. But and we were talking about this in the pod too. Man, the Pacific pod's gonna be so good. I think that's out tomorrow. But
did you see the Westbrook interview? Was that fake or something? The Westbrook interview where they're like, "Hey, Russ, what's it like to not be wanted here?" And he said, it's cool,
the Plasky thing. Yeah. Plasky asked him that. Oh, God.
Dude.
He does that so many times. I get it, but.
It's not good for us, but you don't see that level of honesty usually. I could not believe how honest Russ was. This could get bad. Like,
Yeah.
he could get benched. He could get
We
traded.
talked
He
about it
could.
on the pod too. Like it feels like it's so unlike unless I think the only place it'll save him and like the
Mhm.
Spurs, which I don't think they do that, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to see him fall into a role where he's like, 2 years ago Wizards Russ, where he's just like dominating.
But the Spurs want Wembanyama.
Right, that's a good thing, right? Westbrook's bad now, so that would help your tank. You go full on campaign in Tank Commander mode.
The
But
tank him in.
yeah,
One of the great gifs and tweets, Fantasy
so
Labs,
good
RIP, the
for
old
sure.
Fantasy Labs, when they
Yeah,
had him popping out of a tank with a Bulls jersey on. That was incredible.
yeah, that was great.
But then, okay, so Michael Bridges was second wing. We got OG, Aaron Gordon. I just don't know if we have enough firepower at the wing position. Is the
Hmm.
only thing that I would say there.
Yeah.
But a very good draft. Other than that, I like filling your flex with Vooch. I like that you went with balance in the first 3 rounds. So, and then he goes with Norm
I,
Powell and Victor Oladipo there at the end.
and he took the wrong Jalen Williams.
That was who you were thinking of, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
anybody take him?
I think so.
The
Yeah,
the
there
good
it is,
Jalen Williams? I didn't see him
164.
on there.
We would have taken him if he got to us at 167, but he goes 164 to Smooshy's Smush Smush. Is that how you say it?
Oh, there you
One,
go. Yep.
yeah, that's the good
Smush
one.
Smush Parker.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's a good one.
would you have taken him at 167 if he was there?
I would have considered it. I think Jade McDaniels is going to be pretty good, man. I think he's
He's
worth it.
got. There's uncertainty because they just traded away all their depth to get
Hmm.
Rudy
They needed
Gobert.
to play. They
So,
needed to play a lot. Taco. He went to P3 to get some shooting coaching. He's
mhm.
had major shooting issues as well. They need him big time, man. They wanted to get Jazz wanted him real bad, and they just wound up giving up more picks and they wanted to keep him to be their point of attack defender along with Ant. So
So
I think the minutes are gonna be really good. Like I can see him being like arbitrage Mikal Bridges, where he's like not scoring much, but the minutes should be pretty good. Obviously, he may not have the
yeah.
durability that Mikal has, but for his role
So
that they need him to play, he's going to be like really valuable for them.
So that were they forced to make a decision between Vanderbilt and McDaniels, and they chose
Oh
Jaden?
no, it wasn't. I mean, Vanderbilt they were fine letting go of. It's just because they don't really value him in that way. Because you're getting Gobert back, and Vanderbilt
Yeah,
was this sort of like defending a little bit like Gobert, where he did some on ball stuff against the big wings, but he would also protect the rim a lot. But he's not like a full on. I mean, sometimes they put him on ball. They put him on like John Moran a lot, but McDaniels is pure on ball, occasional rim protection as well. So they really it wasn't even. And plus, he's on a cheap contract too, so he's on a rookie deal. So that gave him a little bit more financial flexibility. What else do we like about? I got Norm Powell. I
yeah,
love Norm. Norm. We talked about this on the Pacific Pod coming out. He's like our
yeah.
favorite late pick. So much leverage everywhere.
Norm is a great pick, and then Oladipo is his last pick, or is there one
Oh, I
more?
am way in the dark right now.
Dude,
Let me turn the light on.
yeah, bro, you got some issues going on. But by the way, that's the second time that my little Apple AirPod has fallen out of my ear. Apparently, my ear is shaped differently than everybody else's ears, and
Yeah,
like the AirPod Pluses, like just fall out. It's the most annoying shit in the world. I think I'm like the only person with this ear shape. I
yeah.
need to
I
customize
actually,
with the pod.
I had my AirPod Pros. They fell out of my pocket in my rental car when I returned it from my Hawaiian vacation. I returned my rental car, and they fell out of my pocket, and like I saw them just sitting there when I went to like find my iPhone thing. And it's like, oh my god.
There they
So
are. How
I
many
got my old
pods?
Air.
How many AirPod Pros have you bought?
Well, I return them to Costco, right? I'll buy them, and then once they get old and crappy, I just return them to Costco and just get brand new ones.
Oh
So this is the
man.
first time I've actually lost them.
Oh my
So
god, that is crazy. Anybody else we can review?
yeah.
Oh, he took bad Jalen Williams.
Oh
That's
yeah, we
fine.
got
I
a
got
bunch of
some bad
people.
Jalen Williams.
Yeah, we got Team 12.
Team 12. All right. All right, Vetro. RIP on Team 12. Okay. Draymond Green. Oh, that's. I thought it was round 16. All right, round 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Draymond Green,
Oops.
round 10.
No,
Okay.
we're up there.
So Trey Dame. So we were talking about this. Okay. I actually like this situation, if it falls to you, where Cat and LeBron are gone. Okay, because the top values available are all guards. It's LaMelo, it's Trae Young, Dame, Booker, Tyrese Halliburton, Steph Curry's high on ADP, although our rankings are not as high on him. They're all guards. So you can either take Trae Young and Anthony Davis, which you're going to be in a disadvantage, I'm going to tell you, because there's going to be most of the Anthony Davis teams that are out there are paired with James Harden, not Trae Young. Or I've actually gotten some Luka plus Anthony Davis teams, believe it or not. You are not, if you take Trae and Anthony Davis, you're losing. You don't want to do that. So why don't you lean into something that nobody else can have, which is Trae Young and Damian Lillard, or Trae Young and Booker, or LaMelo and Trae Young. And then just hope that you don't get jammed on the next turn. So you take your two guards. You probably don't want to start out guard. So you probably hope that when it comes back to you on the next turn, that some wings and some bigs are there at the top of your queue. All right. And that's the gamble that Vetro takes here. And it works out for him beautifully because he gets Bam 36. That is gorgeous. All right.
Yep.
The only thing you worry about there is, the Miami Heat only have 5 games in the Underdog finals, but that's not a reason to not take Bam past ADP when you need a big. That you haven't taken a big on the first 2 picks. So that's a great pick there. And then he goes Scotty Barnes, which is the other 2 guys passed over Scotty. They took Brandon Ingram and Levine. So he goes Scotty Barnes. So it's perfect, right? So he's after 4 rounds, he's created balance in his roster, 2 guards, wing, big. And then it comes back to him on the next turn, and he adds Kyle Kuzma and Alperen Sengun. So he's filling that flex with his big. He's meeting all the requirements at big, wing, and guard. He has complete balance, and he's regained control of the board. So he's not going to let this 12 slot, fuck him. He's going to actually leverage it against the field by creating something unique. So great job, Vetro. That's exactly how I would do it. All right, then what does he do? He goes Buddy, Franz, Kyle Lowry. If you're going to take Bam, you might as well take Lowry because, he could play in overtime games. There could be injury to Jimmy Butler, whatever there might be. So if you happen to land on Miami, just lean into it. It. All right. So he does that with a Lowry pick after ADP as well. I think it was 108. Well, that's right.
108. I mean, that's so good.
Yeah, I love it. And then he goes to Draymond Green after ADP. I'm fine taking Draymond at that. Actually, I would probably have taken Jaren Jackson. I have Jaren Jackson a little bit higher. I mean, they're interchangeable.
And on that team, it's your third one too, so you don't need to necessarily get the floor.
Yeah, on that team where I went guard, I got Jaren Jackson on that team, and I was like windmill slamming when I like got the Jaren Jackson pick. I was like jamming the draft button. I wanted him so bad because he gives you access to ceiling. Do you guys know who led the league in blocks last year? It was Triple J, and he can make threes. If he just can stay healthy and stop fouling, dude's just gonna be a beast. So I like this team a lot. Bojan, Darius Bazley are fine there. I mean, maybe a little bit too early on Bazley, but yeah.
Well, OKC 8 games, man.
8 games OKC, so I'm cool with it. Conley really, really, really late. Cool with it as well. He could get traded. Gary Payton and Poku again leaning into that OKC. I mean, I love the team.
Pretty strong,
honestly, hard. It is hard for me to criticize this team because it's kind of like how I would have drafted, and it worked out for him very well. So well done, Vetro.
Nice. We got 11 as well. If you want to get.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one.
Awesome, man. 11. Same concept.
Yep.
Same concept that we're talking about leaning into the double guard at the turn there if Cat and LeBron are gone. I mean, if Cat or LeBron come to you at 11 or 12, you can take them and then you can take guard next round. But they were both gone here, so he drafts how I would have drafted as well. He takes Levine over Bam. That's probably fine. I mean, Levine, Scotty Barnes, Bam. It's kind of a coin toss. And then when he doesn't get the big in round 3, he comes back and gets it in round 4 with Gobert. Love it.
Yeah.
You
I
put him
get
at
it. I think most people think that Levine is kind of a bit of a cliff if you're not a Scotty Barnes lover, and he's
yeah.
just crossing his fingers that Bam comes back to him. So I get it. And then he had backup plan. Gobert I think is fine there.
He says basically, if I take Levine here, I'm going to get one of Bam or
Right.
Gobert.
Exactly. Or
And I
Vooch.
love
Yeah.
it. He gets
Yeah.
both of those guys after ADP by taking Levine in 3. So that's a good pick there.
Yeah.
So first 3 rounds, I would have done the same thing. Comes back with Gobert in 4, I would have done the same thing. And then he goes Joval. We talk about filling that flex with a big. That's exactly what he does. But you have to make sure that you get that second wing that you're required to start in the next round. And another guy that passes on Klay Thompson, we saw Chris pass on Klay Thompson, number 11 pass on Klay Thompson. So his second wing is actually Keegan, which is a little kind of makes me queasy a little bit. And his third wing is Jalen
Hmm.
Smith, who, I mean, that's another volatile player where, he said it promised a starting job, but, he didn't have a strong finish. He wasn't like a Michael Bridges out there just playing every game and playing all these
Hmm.
minutes.
Yeah, man. His
Um,
his wings, he is dice rolling. Denny
yeah,
Avdia, Tari Eason, Kaminga, Jalen
4, 5,
Smith,
6.
Keegan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Mixing a little,
probably,
mixing a little floor with a lot of that ceiling there. Is that kind of what you would suggest?
yeah, I probably would. And you probably do that with Klay Thompson. And if you're not, then maybe consider drafting 7 wings.
Hmm.
I mean, it's 6 is okay, but like your 6th wing is like Avdija. So like, yeah,
Hmm.
um, I probably would have taken Klay Thompson there. The Golden State Warriors get 21 games in the Underdog playoffs. That's tied for second most. There's 5 teams with 21 games. The Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Sixers, the Kings, and the Golden State Warriors. There's one game with 20. There's one team with 22. That's the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Sixers, by the way, they get 8 games in the finals. They get 21 games overall. That's probably why I like Joel Embiid 4.
Hmm.
Plus, you respect the ADPs. Um, and I'm fine. I'm getting enough Tatum at the 5 anyways. And then, if I'm at 6 and sometimes one of the top 5 guys gets passed on. But I would say good draft overall for an in. But I would have taken Klay Thompson.
And maybe just I mean, Desmond Baines is such a good value though. So I mean, but then again,
He is
like
a
you have
phenomenal
to,
value.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing
But you
is
have to wait.
here,
You have to wait so long to pick again, and you're really like taking away so much floor from your wings there.
yeah, he is a
So
great
it's
value. But the problem is if you take Bane there, you have 3 guards and 2 bigs through the first 6 rounds, and you're guaranteed to not start one of them because you only
yeah.
have 1 flex. It's not like DK where you have 2 flex, where that
Hmm.
kind of strategy is a little bit more viable. But you can either start Joval in your flex or Bane in your flex, but not both. And he
Yeah.
doesn't go wing wing; he goes wing center wing.
And on
So
top of that, he's not picking again for another 20 picks. So we
yeah,
see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wings go off the board.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
there was a big old run, and there typically is because that's how the ADPs line up, and round 7 and round 8 are very wing heavy.
hmm.
So just something to keep in mind if you don't get that second wing in round 6, like
Yeah.
you know, yeah. But other than that, I would say well done, especially in the
Yeah.
first 4 rounds.
Yeah. First was really good. Cool. All right. Think we're good. This is fun. Want to tell people what you're working on for the draft kit?
Absolutely. So we've got some stuff on there for the soft launch. That's your shy away, your top 150, a couple other pieces you wrote. People that you like, right?
Deep sleepers and undervalued.
Deep
Deep
sleep.
sleepers and sleepers and undervalued. So I got like probably 50 sleepers undervalued guys. I got like combined so many.
Yeah. So just a wealth of information from
Yeah,
Gallagher
and then you
there.
got stuff coming too, though.
Yeah. I got some stuff. So I'm gonna do a piece on schedule on the playoff schedule. because that's a really important aspect that you can layer onto projections. It's not incorporated within the projections. So that's, take our projections, but then you can customize our projections based on the schedule. All the money's at the top. So you really want to be drafting guys from teams like, the Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, the Philadelphia 76ers, et cetera. Maybe you want to dock a little bit guys from the Miami Heat, because we talked about they only have 19 games in the playoffs and they only have 5 games in the finals. So, and the piece that I'll be working on is going to help you do that. And it's different on Underdog versus DraftKings. So we're going to put this out. We're going to cover both sites in the piece, and the playoff schedules are different. And we'll pay. We'll organize the piece so that there's an Underdog section, there's a DK section, so you can use that to customize your rankings. And then I also want to do a piece similar to what I did last year on roster construction, but we need the data from Underdog. DraftKings really didn't publish that kind of data, but Underdog did last year. We're still trying to get that data from Underdog to do an update on the piece this year, or do some stuff like we did for the NFL. So TBD on that. We hope we get the data, but for sure we'll have that piece on the schedule coming out. And then we are frantically updating all of our projections whenever we see a tweet from a beat or a coach or whatever. We collaborate. We determine whether or not our current projection for the player is still accurate, or if it needs to be adjusted. Sometimes we will take a look and we won't really do too much. So TJ Warren, there was a news today that he's not going to be ready to get us start of the season, but we were kind of expecting that, and we had kind of a low games played projection, so we didn't really touch his projection. But we did slightly ding Seth, because Seth isn't going to be ready to start the season either. Mm-hmm. So, guys, we're doing this all the time, and all of that is outward facing, and it updates immediately. So as soon as we make a change, it's going to show up on the site within 5 minutes. So I'm very much, grinding the projections, and working on a couple content pieces as well for the launch, in anticipation of the launch of our draft kit, which will probably be out in the next week.
I am going full on virgin, watching Twitter all the time. I haven't missed a single tweet in probably about a week. I've been all over the news. So yeah, we got nothing slipping through the cracks over here from us. So definitely keep it locked with our stuff. We'll be rolling out a lot of content. I'm going to do more Twitter Spaces. Getting such good feedback. Yeah. We're going to be record. Those are we recorded most of the projections pods with Fan, and Dink is kind of doing it on the fly, because it's hard to just talk through, like texting. It's just different. Where like we could kind of like tell and talk it through. It's really been helpful. So our projections, I think, got a lot better just going through those as well. So definitely be on the Pacific one's so good, because we were recording it while the DeAndre Ayton presser was going on. So we were just like reacting live, like, oh my God, this is like red alert. So it should be a really good listen. All right. So we're out of here on that. We should be back next Wednesday. This is going to be a thing for us to promote Underdog. We love Underdog. Fan. We have to promote Underdog all the time, because Fan is indebted to us forever. Just because he said so much contest with us. And I had, see if I'll pull this up. So I sent this to Fan today.
Yeah.
See if I get this picture to come up. That's us. That's us and Fan right now. We are milking him to death to give us good content. So, so he's been really crushing it for us. So, really appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.